that first. They're back down there. Morning everybody. Wherever you may be on planet Earth, welcome to our drive this morning. It's been a chilly night, clear skies. Morning Impala. Sorry, we're gonna skip you this morning. For now, wait till it's warmer, we'll come and say hello. Too much lion activity during the night for me to stop right now. I've got to find these tracks, I've got to find out where these boys were. Shouting as well at the bottom. To report what was the, not male, but maybe a female joined. I don't know. It's hard to listen to things like that in a state of half sleep inside a building to try and get direction. But they did sound like they were moving. I don't know. It sounded like at one point they were in a different place, but our bedroom window faces this way. It sounded like they're coming from down there. Not quite where the zebra kill is. Might have to go up the fence line, I guess. I don't know, we shall see. Oh, the usual morning problem, my eyes are watering again. Going back. 450 female track. Lion tracks everywhere here. So I'll come back to this junction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's little guinea fowl. There's only 8 of them. When the two males, when there's a male roaring, I could hear females moaning and talking, not roaring, but just talking with them. So there's tracks coming this way. There's a female lying down. Lions are lying down right here. There. And a another one lying here. Might take a little bit to figure out where they went. There are tracks coming from the water coming this way. We've done the tracking section. Look at it, big males going that way, females going that way. Female coming up from the water on top of our footprint, going down to the water. What I'm going to do is we're going to take so long going all the way around. I wish I had just said a few words when I woke up this morning. The heaviest calling was at 3:30. And there was a little bit later on, but not much. But most of the action was middle of the night. No tracks here, so they didn't go east. Come anyway this way. Of course, that's only the road. No, they could have walked off of the road. Interesting to see who put them. From the left-hand side, or whether it's a young female that's wandering around on her own. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about this now. Oh, it's confusing. Tracks are going both ways. Big males coming down from up there where the zebra still was. Maybe what we have here is the formation of a new pride. These boys roaring together, cementing a coalition. Where did that come from? Did you hear that, Frank? That's behind us somewhere. We'll try this just in case. We'll go down into the riverbed, we'll go across the river. I'll beat a pan, come back this side of the river if we need to. There's a francolin that just freaked out over here somewhere. Oh, sorry, that's on camera, Mickey in final control. kind of sound from a francolin when it gets flushed out of the grasses and flies away screaming. Blues are shouting again. Maybe they're lying on the fence line. Loons are not as frantic when they're shouting at lion as they are when they're shouting at leopards. Relax, children. Not here for you. They get so scared. Just saw the African hawk eagle flying. Just looking that way. Where the francolin was. Fighting and a child screaming. No tracks coming across the river here, but I'm not surprised because lion was further up the river. I think that's just the loon fighting. Sounds like it's giving a lot. That big man that's there, that shark, wherever he is. Yeah. What's that male doing? Female. Yeah. But it is, that's all baboon stuff. Yes, that's domestic violence. Domestic conflict. They call it domestic disturbance. We're not allowed to interfere in baboons' domestic affairs. With a white t-shirt, or rather a white vest. And they're called white beater shirts on it. Yes, Spectre. Ed from New York saying he fell asleep the other night. Was I saying there was a giraffe kill the other day? There was a giraffe kill, Ed, but it must have been about a while ago now, a couple of weeks, maybe 2 weeks. But we didn't see it. Only Becky got to see it. And she went with one of the guides from one of the lodges to get some footage of that because it was out of our area. The whole Black Dam Pride. It was sometime after we had that little boy separated from the Pride, or rather on his own, and then he went back to join them for that giraffe kill. Oh, boy, where's the these cats gone? Right, we're going to try along the river. I think they're still somewhere in here. Might have to come back this way. Most of these tracks are heading west. No, not this time. Where was that from? Cat was sleeping here, and another cat was sleeping there. It's so hard. Another cat was sleeping there. Must have been where they were roaring most of the time. Have a look on that road. Morning sunshine. And this is only about a couple of hundred kilometers, a couple hundred meters from camp actually. Down this road. Sleeping in the road again. Off-road track. So we got to step it up. These cats are walking. Yeah, waste of time once again because of the baboon. I'm sure they tease me. I'm sure they do it on purpose. Put the buffalo down. Male coming back there. mail coming back this way. Mail back that way now. Who was that, please? No, Becky, I'm only getting Brooklyn. I'm not getting the name. Oh. Liv. Morning, Liv. Brooklyn. How cold is it? What personality trait? What animal does my I don't know what my personality is. At the moment, probably a grumpy old buffalo. How cold is it? I don't know, Liv. It's about, oh gosh, maybe 12 degrees, 10 degrees Celsius. I don't know. Cold. How do the cats do? They walk down the road and then what? They turn around and go back the other way. Well, I've got my eyes on the road. Are you looking around? Just walking straight into River Lodge. Go straight into River Lodge. See, they were lying down right here. Okay. Yep. Cat's gone right into the camp. Maybe Becky or this phone might. Let Mike know that could be cats inside the fence. Although they can get out through most of the fence. There's some areas of the fence where it's low. Most of it is only for elephants. So let's go around to the Armicorp Loop and the pans over there. Barreling out of that burrow. Maybe not straight. Around there. No, Vicky, wait, please. So last station, go again, please. Couldn't hear you. Okay, copy that. I've got Konzo for my daughter, see my daughter in Gala, one my father in Gala, heading west. I'm just going to check now on Armicorp Loop. Becky, what's it? Morning, Linda. That's a bird in Texas. Linda's asking. Yeah, I'd appreciate it, thanks. The tracks are on that little area heading right into River Lodge. So I think they must have walked through the River Lodge. I'm just going to head to the western side and see if they come out at Hamakopu. Sorry, just listening to the radio. Back here at the track. Back again. This is where it gets tricky, because if they go further west from where we are now, we're not going to find them. Because we don't have signal there. Linda's asking when the line are calling at night, do I go outside and stand there and get an idea of where they are, or do I open a window? It depends, Linda. Not all. Sometimes I do. At the moment, because I don't really sleep so well, and sorry, just got to turn that down. And it's really, really cold. And if I had to do that, I wouldn't go back to sleep. So, no, I don't do that now. I wake up, I listen, I go back to sleep. Often when I'm at home, I do. I'll stand outside. It's safe to a point. It's safe if the line are calling far away. Standing outside the door. Not that safe if they're calling right outside the house. I can smell cats now. Smell their urine. they cut into the Satin due west of that pan on Harmacoff Loop. I'm just on the other side of the river now to see where they came through. I think they split up. Only one and one my five that came through from Harmacoff Loop, I think. One other boat split up. That must be the track that they found up on the cut line. Can't be 3 miles. Becky, are we back yet? What was the question? Morning to Niagara Falls, Ontario. Big flight up there or something. Donna asking, is there a dominant male in a hyena pack like there is with lion? And the answer to that is no. Absolutely not. Males are barely tolerated in the hyena pack. It's only females, the matriarch of society, no stronger. Got a bird pod. That door is gonna drive me up the wall. I'm gonna do something, folks. Sorry. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But don't have any. Duct tape will have to do. It's rattling and it's driving me up the wall. I hate rattles.
You can build a house with a duct tape. Yeah.
You know how viewers all joke about that you've got the duct tape with you?
Yeah.
Get on the vehicle in the morning.
Make it bigger.
Especially to put the sound up, that one down, that one up. I have had people asking me to try and listen to some bird calls, but now channel 1 up and something, I don't know. Forget that.
Oh, but I can hear you better.
Only it's quite a chorus this morning. Hear a tractor. And I can hear crows. I often get crows in this part of the world.
Something.
See, you can hear me tearing the tape through your...
Yeah.
Did not slam the door. Purple crested lurry, just gave it a brief call.
Something.
Those two that are just coming out. That's the southern black tit. Distance. That's the black collared barbet duet. Two of them singing together. Land Rover diesel behind us, coming through the river. Alarm call. Okay. Nice one in.
Okay.
Okay, you want to swap the mic around?
Yeah.
So, on a hyena. Matriarchal. This sisterhood. Related females. Males are at the bottom end of the pecking order. don't know, I've never been up this riverbed, so I don't know how far we can get. We'll see. Becky, please monitor signal here. Yeah, we come out. The cut line. I wonder when I'll make this connection. Let's see where they went from there. Flores coming. Now Flores Mark here, I've just been with my daughter and my finding corns or coming up that little riverbed from Riverlodge to the cut line. I think it's the same too. Are you now in that Umvalet? Yeah, you'll see me in 2 seconds. Morning. Morning. I don't know. There's been a bunch of cars here. But then somebody had them I've checked a little way up there. I'm just picking up here now, but I haven't looked on the side of the car yet. But it's funny because three of them were together, so I know where the one my daughter went. Gone back to the Black Dam slum because they were still calling early this morning, all three of them together. They were sleeping at that pan just near the albida trees on the southern side. They were there all night. Okay, we'll see if we can find them. Okay. Not sure yet. With Flores is trying to find this other my daughter and my father. They've gone up the drainage line. I can't go further west from here, so I'm just going to head up north and back east again. I go up that drainage line. You can't go much further up that drainage line. So, once again, you know, that's the way it goes. No matter what we did this morning, we wouldn't have got them. They seem to have done some walking very, very early. The bulk of the calling that I heard at about 3:30 was when all three of them were together. I could distinctly hear the two males calling and then a female chiming in. Third one chiming in. I knew it wasn't another male, but also I knew it was a female. Now, they must have walked not too long after that, which means that they've gone far. The young male from the Black Dam Pride seems to have gone back to the Pride somewhere. There are a bunch of vehicles down here. I've just heard one of the vehicles from down south. You see, there are different lodges down here in the south. One of the vehicles in the south just said over the radio, he's seen more vehicles down south, more Thornybush vehicles here down south this morning than he's seen in the last year. Probably because they don't even know if that's a road. Hang on a sec. Flores, come in. But yes, that other male and female have gone further west. And there's just too many vehicles here. Oops. Okay, Becky, what did you have? You're not going to see those lines today. Confirm alien critter. Oh. Do I have a favorite type of avian critter? Avian critters? I guess another way of saying what's my favorite bird. Well, eagles, I guess. I don't know. Kind of hard. One day it'll be eagles, another day it'll be sunbirds. morning. How are you doing? Good, thanks. Morning, everyone. Yeah, also. Another vehicle coming down south. When I want guys to come and help me track down here in the south, I can't get them. Now there's too many that they're starting to migrate up north. But even so, you know, there are two channels here at Thornybush. Right up in the north. I mean, I'm just confusing you all because there's the north and there's the far north. The immediate north is just out of our signal range, which is still the lodges of Jackleberry and Royal Malawan. But the far north is where Thornybush is, and they're a different channel. They're on channel 6, the northern channel. And there's obviously nothing happening up there this morning because everybody's coming down south. And just talk of lion tracks down here in the south has sent everybody here looking. So it's going to be a difficult task trying to find a road where there is nobody driving in. But here I've just found one, a road where nobody has driven yet. Those lions moved west, they might come up this way. I doubt it though. I think they would have stayed around the river. This is Black Dam Pride area, and that male and female are not Black Dam Pride lions. So we're going to have a look at Waxel Dam. We'll do Shpoko, maybe then Shibene Road. I don't know. What we'll do, I'll tell you what we'll do, because we're not looking for anything in particular now. Nobody's, well, the only leopard tracks that they found is way up north. Nobody's found. They are looking, I think, on tracks of that Malawan female and one of her cubs. So we're gonna take it easy now, answer some questions. Find them and see what else we can find. Warming up nicely. I should find the accelerator, not the clutch. And whatever road we come across where there are no tire tracks, we will take that road. Like this one. No new tracks on this road. That's warming up. 5 minutes to it, but I suppose we're on slightly higher ground. Got a lot to say this morning. This is a grey early bush shot. Oh. car. There's porcupine and stuff being around here. You can see the marks from its claw. See this? It's like it's turning around and like. Drainage line, that dry riverbed we were driving in, we were following the track. As it carried on going up that riverbed ends up here at Waxpool Dam. By now, all this time during the morning they've been walking in that drainage line. By now they're at Waxpool Pan. Might be a good idea to just sit at Waxpool Pan and listen. If they're walking still, it's possible that they might disturb something, and we might hear an alarm call. I think they were very far ahead of us. I don't know, maybe they were hard to tell. I haven't Has to look like. Yes. Bone fragment, yes. Interesting, possible interesting fragment. This looks like it's part of a bottom jaw. Bottom jaw. I mean, out that way. This looks like it could be part of the zygomatic arch on a skull. Unless it's a shark fin. Shark that got lost. No. Difficult to say. But it looks like it could come off the zygomatic arch from a skull. It's got the I don't know, I'm going to look at other... It's another lump. I don't know what that came from. That's hard. That also could be... chewed so much. That could be part of the leg bone. There are a couple of skulls back at camp. I can put them against them to see. Always nice looking at little pieces of puzzles like that, because that's how one learns. You just pick up a piece of a skull. Well, Flores is just left, not left, arrived at Wexford Dam ahead of us. They're not there yet. I had the bill coming to the dam and there they were filled up. Not going to happen. Morning, James. It's not that what is happening. James was asking why do I believe they're forming a new tribe. I'm just saying it's possible. The two males calling. There's a female that has joined them. Kudu here. Young female that's joined them. We don't know where she comes from. I don't know. It's just a possibility. Males forming a coalition like that. If they are forming a coalition, the only thing is that they have split up now. They are together now, but just today they split up now. They might join up again. I don't know. It was just a speculation as a possible scenario. We don't really know what is going to happen. We can never tell. All about a wait and see type of thing, and well, I don't know if we're going to be here long enough to know what's going to eventually transpire, but certainly it has the makings of two males joining up, forming a coalition, and if they have a coalition and they've established themselves a territory, they might be able to attract some nomadic females just by their calling, because females will hear two males calling, and well, two males is always a good thing, better than single male. Go to Harris. Pardon? Yeah, I know the water's dropped considerably. Sorry, I can't hear you? Yes. So this drainage line that runs from here to where we were is where the lion are. They haven't come out on the road on either side of this drainage line, so they're definitely in here, but by now they're probably lying down for the day. That's the black-collared barbet again. Let me show you a picture of the black-collared barbet. We've been hearing it quite a bit. Actually, it's not a single bird. That is a duet that we hear. Hang on a sec, the radio's calling. Okay, go. Okay, copy. Thanks for the help. Not much he helped. He was behind me all the way. Okay, so I did have a request by a few people, actually, a couple of people. When we have a moment like now, when there is some good bird song, to try and listen to some of the birds and show you what they look like in the book, because we can't really zoom in on them.
To try and get close to birds is almost impossible here. So, suffice to, perhaps it will suffice. Show you pictures. Oh. Ah, these are the barbets.
Here we go.
What?
There you go.
There you go. Too puddly, too puddly, too puddly. And this is the black-collared barbet. Very pretty bird. The barbet's related to woodpeckers. They also make holes in trees, dead trees. And very striking red head. You would think that they'd give it a better name, actually. Call it a black-collared barbet, and meanwhile it's got this gorgeous red head. The other common barbet we have is this one here, the crested barbet. Very pretty bird. Its range, both of these birds, their range extends up into East Africa. Other barbets are not very common at all. Never seen this white-eared barbet because it's way up in Mozambique. And well, this is the Woodward's barbet, or the green barbet. It's one little spot in the mountains in KwaZulu-Natal, I think. And then up in Zimbabwe you get this one, white barbet. Other barbets, we get the tinker barbet and pied barbet. What we heard earlier, the southern black tits, it'll be this way. Blues. Let's really try and find it without looking at the index. Where would the tits be? Should be with fly catchers. Uh, 306. We had to see the southern black tits earlier this morning. This is the southern black tits here. Turn that off for a bit. And here's a wild pear going to come into flower soon. Looking forward to see what comes into flower in the next month or so. There's a goa bird starting to call.
Nobody's found elephants or even signs of elephants this morning. You'd think with so many vehicles driving around there would elephants are all hiding under a bush somewhere. They're hiding in the water. Frustrating because I know these lions are there because now we've established we're an area where they went into and they haven't come out of because we've done the road all the way around the drainage line and they haven't come out at all. Back later tonight and they might have emerged tonight, this afternoon. Even then, it'll be a hot day. The hotter it is, the less likely they are to go anyway. Right, Becky, anything on your side? Lovely. Susie on the other radio. Buffalo maybe? One track there. Not even sure what road this is. Buffalo track. And there's this couple there, gentlemen, those names. Yeah, Buffalo comes across. Maybe somebody drove over that track there. There was a lion running here. No, this way. What is this junction? This might be thicker. I'm not even sure. Banana Road. Forecourt Banana. Why can't I find? I want that Banana Road. Laura's coming? Laura's coming? Copy, thank you. Come on, let's go. Yeah, Laura. Oh no, it wasn't. Just down the 3-banded pad. Not the road. Yes, Vicky. Charlie or Charlie or in Cleveland. How many dams in the Thornybush area? I haven't the faintest idea. It's on 20, 30, maybe more. I don't know. Because there are a bunch of dams that are not even on the map that I've got, because it's an old map. There are some that are on the map that, like this. It's just a little seasonal plan, completely right up. But I don't know. Sorry, I don't know the answer to that. I haven't really counted, and I don't have a full map either, so it's hard to tell. There are only a couple of dams that we can get to within our signal range. We've got that one near camp, two near camp. That's a little pad. Sorry, interrupted by the radio. Waxpool Pan, and we've got Long One Dam we can get to. Sometimes we get signal there. Conquer Dam. Which we can hardly see. We haven't really been to it. It's a tiny little dam north of Long One Dam. But our signal area covers maybe, I would say, not even 10% of Thornybush. And there are a lot of dams. Some big ones with hippo, there's some that have got 3, 4 crocodiles in. bit. I'm passing another vehicle. After Lauren, Johnny, good morning to you, Squire. Yes, to you. Morning, ladies.
Morning.
And gentlemen.
Well,
Well, we got a young female with that one strange male that must have come up this way for longer distance. I'll just have a look at that. Is that Pickus over there? Or is this road coming in from the west?
yeah, that goes.
Running this way.
Okay.
Um,
You're going to head round again on the short walk.
I've done smallboard. They didn't come out there. There's also some longboard. Anything else from those like that? Yes. Royal Malawan, that's Nicky. There used to be a road that used to go here somewhere. That's pretty decent there. Track from a... Track from a nice track. Oh well, oh well, oh well. The other thing we could do is go back to that riverbed. But I know from when we were trying to find the leopard there the one day, we're not going to get signal there. So. Some buffalo coming down to Wexford Fan now. We'll go around that side. See them. Looks like they might be sparring those two old bulls. Pardon? No, I can't hear you. Sorry? Yes, all these dams pick up algae. The hotter it gets, the more the algae builds up. Algae bloom. Algal bloom can actually make the water toxic. Okay, Becky, sorry. Okay, you can go ahead now, sorry. The marker, the other vehicles disturb the animals, or they're used to it. No, they're used to it, marker. Every single animal here has been brought to vehicles. They've all been habituated to something. Well, there the bus are now gone to drink. Of course, they were sparring. No, they're all. There are some that are shy. I mean, the kudu are all very shy for some reason. The warthog are all shy for some reason, although I've got a good idea why. This lion, one male and maybe this female, maybe they're shy, maybe because they come in from outside, they're not used to vehicles, but generally speaking, most of the animals are used to vehicles, and they're not really moved by them at all. As long as the vehicles behave. So we go forward a little bit. Nice with the reflection. Nyari at Wexford Pan. What a thirsty buffalo that one that's back there. Honestly, one of these is one of those bulls. That one bull that had a been hit in the eye. Can't give you any updates, I'm not sure myself, but in Kwanzaa I was following with one Madura, one young Mafazi, ended up in the Waxpool Donga, somewhere south of Waxpool Fan. Negative, Ngala. Yeah, they crossed the Bushville-Saluti cut line and headed up that Donga system. I think you are he. I think you are the one that had a swollen eye. Yes. Maybe. Can't quite see. This is the right eye. It's like he's been bashed. Maybe sparring and got caught by a horn there. Where's his eye now? No, it wasn't here. His right eye is weeping. See that dewlap under his chin? That flap of skin. Well, I saw buffalo, I think we just signed off the other day at Albeda Pan with a dewlap that must have hung down well over 12, 14 inches. Huge bull, probably one of the biggest buffalo I've ever seen. You could find a better place to rest your head. That's the other one. Brotherly love. Probably going to go and lie down on the sand there for the rest of the day. If it gets hot, they'll get up and go into the water. still no sounds of alarm calls coming from this area where we think the lion, well, we know the lion are. Let's continue. Just a second. Okay. Got the other radiatronics. They did, yeah. Bookend. Other guys are still busy around Candelabra, down in south on Waterbuck, trying to find some kind of the rest of the pride of lions. I think it's your encoder. Animal, what is it? What's this? Okay. Hello, Lisa. Talk again. Nice. Hello, Lisa. Aussie sister. Lisa's a little upset because one of her furry children have gone off into an area behind her house. 2-year-old. Lisa's saying she's heard that some animals go off to die. Wondering if this is true. I've heard of old pets doing that, Lisa. I've even had a cat, one that I grew up with when I was probably the age of 1, even young. I was even young. And they say that it's pets wanting to go off and die with dignity and save you the trauma or something. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. But I wouldn't imagine a 1-year-old would do that. Could have gone off exploring. I'm not too sure what. It'd be a different story depending what animal it is. If it's a dog, it's a different story to a cat. If it's a cat, it could be that cat's just gone off exploring. That's what cats do. Cats are independent. Could be, who knows, maybe at 1-year-old it thinks it's time to go. If you were the mother figure, maybe it thinks that, okay, well, it's 1-year-old now, it's time to go and find its own way in life. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I don't even know how to respond to that, really. In the wild, animals don't go off to die because wild thing to die when they die. Old lions get left behind by the pride and then they die. Elephants have their herd around them. Most other animals. When they get to that age, they get eaten. Excuse me, Hornbill. Last bit wrong. Hello, James. Sometimes we see a gate on the drive. Is it the Guernsey Road gate entrance? No, that's the Guernsey Road or the Avoca Road down in the southeastern corner of Thornybush, James. We get in the gate. There are several other entrances coming into Thornybush on Guernsey Road. They're all on the western and northwestern side of Thornybush, the opposite side to our gate. And we don't ever get up there. We have once or twice touched on the western fence line, but nowhere near one of the gates. One spot that we did touch was, I think you can get that African monarch. Oh, really? Sitting so nicely on a begonia flower. When we had the elephant climbing over the fence, that was on the western fence line, but it was nowhere near any of the gates. We haven't been anywhere near any of the gates, except for filming for the series. We did a bit of filming at the main Thornybush entrance last week. So now we'll go and have a look at Langwan Dam. I was so excited all night listening to those lions, thinking, I've got a lion in my pocket for the morning. And then my hope started fading when I woke up and I didn't hear anything at 5 o'clock. And then at 5:30 and then at 6 o'clock. And when I left, we were live at 6:30. And then I thought maybe we wasted time with the baboons, but then when I eventually looking at those tracks, that was during the night. You see there's a waxing crescent, a waning crescent now. We had last quarter a few days ago, so we're going into new moon soon in the next few days. So the early hours of the morning, there's a little bit of moonlight. The lion could have been a bit active then. Somewhere down into the valley of the Thornybush River. There's quite a bit of smoke down there. Maybe just smoke coming in off the rural areas, rural Africa. Bit of slash and burn agriculture, fires for warmth, fires for food, fires this time of the year. Quite incredible seeing a satellite image of Africa at night in the winter, in the dry season. Wait, please, Becky. Interesting. Hang on. Interesting, just listening to a long conversation there about the lion down south. The guys since 6:30, so that's nearly 2 hours now. They've been trying to track the rest of the Black Dam pride. They're about as lucky as we are. They're leaving the area. They did find tracks of the young male who was drinking at some pan down on Waterbuck after he split off from when he split up from the other male and the young female. There are even tracks on top of their tracks from this morning, so the lion must have been somewhere. They drove past them, the lion came out, then walked on top of their tracks, but they've evidently lost their tracks now, going into some very thick bush. They can't get in there. So I don't feel so bad now losing. Well, I didn't lose anything. Also, tracks headed into an area where we can't get in. But it's interesting that with all this activity this morning, nobody could find any of them. But then they're also talking about herd of ellies, big herd of ellies somewhere up north, near an old hyena den. So they didn't give any names of places, but I know it's north. And then Becky was having a question that I had to put the volume down. Becky, if you can repeat that, please. Arlene. Looks like a ripple there. That could have been crocodile. Dunno. Maybe not. Maybe it's just whirligig beetles. Are there any albino or leucistic antelopes? No. I haven't seen yet. There are some. Evidently there are 2 buffalo calves that have been born white, and it would appear that they've gained the colour has sort of come in as they're getting older. There's one of them that's showing partial leucism. However, I have never seen a leucistic antelope. I've seen melanistic antelope. Stop here, or maybe a little bit awkward for try and turn a little bit. It's awkward for that angle. I want to go and stop and listen a little bit. Beautiful reflection here at Langwan Dam. And explain to you, this question comes in about albinism, leucism, and of course the other thing to throw into the mix is melanism. And leucism is, there's the pied kingfisher coming to catch something. Well, albinism is an entire lack of pigment, so it is characterized by very, very white features, pink skin that is showing is pink and the eyes are red, and there are no markings on an albino animal. Nothing dark at all. The leucistic animal is an animal that is white, but it still shows normal colored eyes, if it's a bird, normal colored beak and feet. If it's an animal, normal colored skin and nose and eyes. Like a white lion is a leucistic lion. Still has all its markings. And melanism is an overabundance of melanin in the body, which makes an animal appear to be entirely black, but it's not. It still has its markings. Now we see that giraffe that has partial melanism. I didn't know that partial melanism could occur, but obviously it does. So that giraffe is a perfect example. Bulbuls and mouse birds. Trying to think what animals I've seen that are leucistic. I've seen a bulbul, a leucistic Cape bulbul in the Cape. I've seen a lot of melanistic things, but not very many leucistic. Yes. Becky, I think you're keying the microphone. Yellow-vented or common bulbul, B-U-L, bulbul. Where will I find the bulbuls? I think it's on page 311. Green bull. Yes, there it is. No, now they call it a dark-capped bulbul. See, it's changed names a few times. Used to be the black-eyed bulbul. This is it here. Used to be called the black-eyed bulbul, and then it became the yellow-vented bulbul, and now it's become the dark-capped bulbul. There's the red-eyed bulbul, and there's the Cape bulbul. And most of the bird song we can hear around the dam at the moment. Sweet Gregory. The mouse bird's drinking. Too far though. And there's a drongo drinking. Drongo drinks like a swallow. Drongo drinks on the wing. Doesn't sit on the edge like other birds. The pied kingfisher fishing. Bunting. We're on those birds on the edge of the water.
I'm watching them.
Okay, those are the mouse birds. Those are red-faced mouse birds. I'll find that in the book as well while you're on them, so that we can just get a better idea, because they're quite far away. What made that big splash? Was it the kingfisher? Drongo having a bath. I think somebody's on this radio, because somebody going to burn out a radio that carries on like that. So, last bird. Let's see them quickly. If you want to. The birds that we're drinking with the long tails are these red-faced mouse birds. Not as common, perhaps, as the speckled mouse bird. Quite a pretty red mark. Now, while we're on this page, I'm going to show you a bird that we're probably never going to see. It's one of the most beautiful birds you'll ever get in the bush. And they live in really, really thick green vegetation, and they have a habit of turning their backs, and you don't hardly ever get to see that lovely scarlet red chest. Seen only a handful of times in my lifetime, and the one bird I've never seen, which I'm dying to see, and I was spent almost a month on the lower Zambezi, way below the Zambezi National Park, in a place where they lived and they'd been seen all month, and I didn't find one. It's called the Angola, or African Pitta, P-I-T-T-A. Then, while I'm close to them, here is the pied kingfisher that we have been seeing. Giant kingfisher, very big kingfisher, living on the river. We hear them a lot, but we don't get to see them too much. And I think it's time to mosey on out of here. Not much happening, not even yesterday. So, off we go. like a buff-crested bustard. These guys don't believe what I say. Losing interest in them, really I am. It's just that far to the west. The dark chanting gospel. Sorry, I'm just listening to the radio and a lot of action today on the radio. The dark chanting gospel. One of the small birds of prey is what we call the another young mafazi in that area, my daughter. Yeah, a little bit ago for a young mafazi, I tell people, then it's like two mafazi were together, at that small fan. And the one my daughter that the only tracks we followed to crossing the cut coming out on Sportbush burning. there was a track. All three plus cubs, like airfoot, plus kingfish. Water bucket. Well, they can't go any further. All the south, sort of in the southwestern corner, our camp corner. So all they have to do is after a few days make a kill down there. They'll have to. They don't want to too much attention after with young cubs. So it's nice to know that they're around the reserve. Any Royal Malawan. I was let you know there's a trio. I don't know who's going to deal with that. First, it's still attached to its base. Might be able to be pulled with the landing. Like that. I would if I could. Oh, hello, big boy. Monster butler. Oxpeckers. I want the oxpeckers in the. No, buffalo. Do you head back that way? Just to head. Oh, and then chase the oxpeckers. Are you getting cocky with me? You don't want the buffalo, do you? There's another one behind the tree there. Buffalo doesn't want you in his nose, oxpecker. Okay. Back to Cleveland. Hello, Charlene in Cleveland. Hello, Mr. Buffalo. Charlene saying looks very dry now. Fires from lightning strikes or other. Yes, there are. Africa burns extensively every year as a result of fires. Not so much through lightning strikes, but through careless human beings. Excuse me, just take off. Start taking off layers at that time of the day. That's getting hot. But yes, fires occur. Fire is part of life in Africa. Vast areas burn every year. Now all I can smell is stay soft. Okay, time to move along. Getting time to shut down. Alright, well then we'll just stay here till we shut down. this buffalo that's really quite attentive. You can compare him to the other one. Look at the posture of this buffalo compared to the posture of that old man over there. See that man on the right? He's quite relaxed. He's not really worried at all. His head is held a little bit lower. One, his chest, head up. He's a monster buffalo. Not the other day, but he's big, huge, 800 kilograms of muscle. Now relax a little bit, but with the head up like that, that's a sign of not only interest, but almost challenge, almost a sign to say, yeah, so what are you going to do now? Basically a defensive gesture, a posture, but also kind of, I suppose you could say passive-aggressive, if there is such a thing. Now his head's held a little bit. And walking up, what am I saying? I'm videos at once and trying to talk at this. But with the day warming up, time to say goodbye. We'll be with you again at 3 o'clock this afternoon, Central African time. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for the questions this morning. It's been a little bit of an odd morning. Goodbye, Buffalo, as he walks out of frame. Bye, everybody. Becky and I and the other guy.